Well, hello guys, it's Lee. It's Friday afternoon and we've had 60-mile-an-hour winds out today. We had storms. I have not suffered any damage that I'm aware of. But you can hear it outside. The rain's gone. It's just high winds. Should stop about when it gets dark. Anyway, today, what this video is going to be about is my Sears Suburban 15. Now, if you watched any of my previous videos, I changed the coil to electronic. I hooked up the kill wire to it, and it runs great. Now, the last thing I'm doing is putting a new fuel pump on it. And let me show you. So let me show you what we got here. This is the old carburetor. I took it off about 4 or 5 years ago and put a new one on it. But it had this fuel pump. And that might have been what the whole problem was in the very beginning. But that's where the, fuel goes in, fuel pump. And I don't know that you can buy that anymore. I'm sure you can get rebuild kits for it. But the way this is set up, so here's the Sears Suburban. Let's get up front here. And there's your carburetor. And there's where the fuel goes on. And in their design, they had the fuel pump just come right off here. But for the past 4 or 5 years, whenever I changed out that carburetor, I didn't have another fuel pump. And I'll show you how this is set up, but the fuel tank is just a little bit above the carburetor. So gravity feeds it right to the carburetor. The problem I have, and all I do with this thing is I might plow a garden, but not very often. I just do it for friends around the neighborhood because it works good. But when I do things like that, or if I get on uneven ground, the engine will kind of cough and starve for fuel. And it's because it's gravity fed, and it's, if you get the gas sloshing the wrong way, then it might not feed it right. Because it is designed to have a fuel pump. If you like these kind of videos, subscribe to my channel. So if you'll notice on most mowers, this is the gas tank. And of course, the gas line comes out. That's it right here. And so it goes right into here, and it is lower. Can you see it? Yeah. It's lower, so it works pretty well. So if this is just going to be a parade machine or just ride it around the yard for fun, I'd probably leave it like it is. But what I'm trying is I'm adding this fuel pump on. Obviously, it's not supposed to go here. And so I'm kind of rigging it up. I put a bolt here. And I got it all lined in. I haven't even tried it yet. But the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece of metal and go from here, probably up to here. I'm not gonna undo that because I don't know enough about it. I'm afraid that is a torqued head bolt. And I don't know what the torque specs are, so I'm not gonna undo that. But I'll drill a hole right here and just go into that. Go to here just to tighten that thing up because, it's going to shake around a little bit. So I've dug in my box of scrap metal, and this is what I came up with. Now I'm going to have to do some bending on it, so I'm not finished, but it's going to look something like this. And then I'll bend that over to go here and probably get a self-tapping screw and go in there because I just want it, fairly rigid. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's far enough from the muffler. I hope it is. That other fuel pump was even closer, I guess. So that's my main concern. I don't think it's going to hurt any of the cooling fins being that close. I mean, if you guys see a problem with what I'm doing, let me know. I mean, I'm not a mechanic. I'm just trying to figure this out. Now, if I was going to mow grass with it and run it hard for an hour or two, I'd be a little more concerned. But this is going to be just kind of a cruise machine. I probably won't even turn the RPMs up that much. And even when I'm plowing a garden, I don't turn the RPMs up much because I don't need it, usually. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. I will come back once I bend this metal and kind of get it in place and see how it does. Okay, so I thought I would test it. And actually I had that thing turned around the wrong way. And I had to look at another one I had, and y'all probably saw it, but let me show you. This is the way it really needs to go. So that leg is the suction. That goes through the gas tank. That goes through the carburetor. And of course I had it turned the other way. So I had to do a 360 on it. So now, though, because the way this is set up, I'm gonna use this as a spacer I had, but it's not long enough anymore, and I'll have to show you what I'm talking about. So I need another bolt, and I don't have it right now, but when I get it, I'm gonna bolt it up here. But I tell you what, I think it's okay. Let's test it and see how it's gonna do. All right, cross your fingers, wish, hope for luck. So I feel pretty good about it. You know, it makes me nervous that it's right there close to the gas lines. I mean, the muffler's close to the gas lines, but it's been that way forever. So it's probably not a big deal. All right, so I'm gonna find me a bolt. I'll look in all my loose bolts, which will take an hour. And when I don't find it, I'll have to go down to Ace. So I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back, and I did not have to go to Ace. But it is a hodgepodge mess that I got here. But let me show you. I mean, it's working. I might do a better job later on, but I just at least want to see how it's going to drive around the yard. Look at that. Scrap metal I found in my bin. I need to smooth that out a little bit. This is a test run. Now, this is a little screw I stuck in here. It's one of those self-tapping screws. I did not affect any fins, didn't affect any head bolts, anything like that. And I bent all that metal in so it don't affect this. Yes, this is the bolt I had to find to do the top, and the only thing I could find to fit it's a wing nut. So anyway, I'll find another nut maybe put on there. I found this that goes in there, so this, you know, that's all fine and good there. I mean, it's tight, it ain't going anywhere. That fuel line probably don't need to be any shorter. I was going to get a little bit longer one, but I'm not. Now I'll put, when it's all said and done, I'll get my clips on there. But this is so tight, I don't think it's going anywhere. Then right now I'll put that on there just because I was taking it on and off, and I didn't want fuel going everywhere, so I had my fuel shut off. I'll put the filter back in before I finish it. But let's see if it starts again. I'm gonna call that done. Right there it is. Now I'll clean up that bracket. I'm gonna make it look a little bit better. But I don't know, that's just the beauty of this old mower, is you can do stuff like that. But the bottom line is we got a brand new fuel pump. I just, you know, one I had laying around is what it was. It's brand new. But I got it on there, so if I anticipate any problems, I'll let you know. But otherwise, this is the end of the video. So if you like garden tractor videos, now you can see clearly I'm not a mechanic. This is not the correct way to do things, but it works. And I'll check on it from time to time, make sure it's not leaking gas and all that. But I'm pretty happy with it. So subscribe to my channel. I'm right at 1,000. I mean, I'm just a few numbers from 1,000. So go ahead and like subscribe to my channel and watch all my videos. All right, I'm out.